Hey, it's time for... Oh my God, get out of the way! Up, down, all around. God, this ain't getting any easier. Oh my God. Once again, from a secret, undisclosed location, hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, comes In the Library of Graphic Literature, with your host, me, Wallace Ryan. Well, it's it was a nice warm day here anyway, you know, there'd been a bit of rain earlier, but it was a very relaxing day for me, spent it at home here. Well, not entirely at home, that's a lie. I did go out to get some groceries, but otherwise it was all spent inside because it's warm. But you know, the soccer game was on too between England and Italy, and I had to sit down and watch it. Anyway, that was when I got back from the grocery shopping. Anyway, once I finished, I figured, oh my God, I should do my show. So, let's get right down to it, shall we? We shall not dawdle. No dawdling, shall we? The finest of Earl Grey tea from Sri Lanka, as a matter of fact, import, and it is delicious. Anyway, we'll start off here with Factory Summers by Guy Delisle from Drawn and Quarterly, one of the finer comic book companies out there, situated in the fine, fine city of Montreal. Love Montreal, by the way. It says here, at the age of 16, Guy Delisle takes a summer job at a local paper mill where his father has worked for the past 30 years. While his dad is an engineer with a white-collar office, Guy is on the floor among the clanging machines and the cursing lifers. The work oscillates between perilous and mind-numbing. And anyway, yeah, okay, so it's him and on some of his first summer jobs. I can relate. I worked in a warehouse from the age of 12 on, my dad's warehouse. I mean, of course, he was upstairs. He owned the business, so he was upstairs in the office, and myself and my brothers were down working in the warehouse. And yeah, it was kind of an interesting experience. So I'm looking forward to this, actually. It sort of has that same feel. Only I was dealing with groceries, not with a printing press or a paper mill, which possibly has a lot more dangers to it than working in a grocery store. Well, let's have a look here, shall we, folks? I like his style too. I've read a couple of his books, all very good. I actually met him in when I was living in Brooklyn. I was walking through Square, and I came upon the Brooklyn Book Fair, and Drawn and Quarterly had a booth, and he was there. And I went up. I had a great chat with him. Very, very, very nice person, and bought all his books. Well, I bought all his books up to that point. I guess it's Guy, actually, come to think of it, because he is, I'm assuming he is from, okay, sorry, Guy. But yeah, amazing books. He did one, his Pyongyang is, really cool, really worth it. One of my favorites of his, actually, so definitely worth reading. I mean, all of his stuff is worth reading, but check that out to be sure. Anyway, wrapped up here in a bit of plastic is Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn by Katana Collins, Sean Murphy, and folks, the Joker is dead. Batman is behind bars. In a new age of villains, only Harley can save Gotham. Yeah, right. But I guess so. Yeah, I guess She's in cherries, this one, but yeah, gotta love Murphy's work anyway. Worth seeing. I haven't. People who bought it seem to like it, and it seemed to sell pretty good. The whole Harley and Batman White Knights series. So I'm assuming that maybe this is just as good. Check it out. I haven't read it yet, but who knows? But you know, it's new this week. But yeah, took a wild stab at it, hoping maybe that is going to be something good. Okay, another sip of tea before we dive into book number 3 here. As you can tell by my casual attire, I'm in studio / Sunday attire. Got my pajamas on. I got sweater here just to keep warm. Temperature after dropping a little bit there today. And in the slippers. So I'm very relaxed. Now I obviously didn't go to the grocery store like this, because I'm not a savage. No, I got done up for outside wear. Then once I got back, I resumed my relaxed fit, and here I am talking to you. Anyway, true and terrific. Saddle Justice, the EC Archive. Now this comes out from a comic. What was it now? Happy Hooligans, I think it was. Or Happy Hula Hands. I think it was Happy Hula Hands. It started. There were 2 issues of it. When let's see here. Liz Blash, yada 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 yada. Well, yeah. Anyway, when it came up to after Max Gaines died and William took over, he changed it anyway, and this became Saddle Justice. You know, so-called saying, you know, like Sheriff Pecker, Manhunter. I guess it's based loosely on some, you know, some parts of history, but most of it I think is being embellished, right? One of those embellished westerns, and aren't all westerns embellished. But in this you can find the artwork of Henry Kiefer, Al Feldstein, Stan Osh. Let's see, who else here? Gray Mingles, Johnny Craig again, Al Feldstein, Johnny Craig. So yeah, okay. So the usual bunch. Ed Schwartz and Ed Wallman thrown in with there. So yeah, and I do believe this is early Feldstein too. I do believe. But yeah, so you know, nice collection of a very short series. I guess this, yeah, complete run of Saddle Justice, which was from 3 to 8. But yeah, check it out anyway. I'll have a minor footnote in the EC Archives, but every book in the EC Archives is, you know, definitely worth getting. Mainly because compared to some companies, EC, despite the vast effect it had on the comic book industry and how legendary it is, they didn't actually put out like a lot of comics, right? I mean, they put out enough, but you know, not a huge amount. But of course, that's just it. To be able to have such influence with so few comics, it's kind of like Steranko. He didn't do a lot, but I mean, he's still considered, you know, one of the greats. Ooh, pardon me. Oh God. That tea. Delicious. Now, let's pop open this other book here now. Now, we're coming back more to modern times here. Like like some kind of time travelers. Woo! Only this time we're coming forward and we're reading Outcast by Kirkman. Yay! I read the first few issues of this. I gotta catch up on it, but I mean, even when I read it, it was just like, geez, this is actually pretty good. I know it didn't last long as a TV series, but you know, what do they know anyway, right? But yeah, Kirkman always did do good dialogue, right? Very believable. And his characterizations are pretty spot on too. I mean, his characters they got the feel of the real, as I call it, right? But yeah, love the artwork in this too. But yeah, definitely worth reading. This is how about this guy? An exorcist in possession and the like. So yeah, nice departure for Mr. Kirkman. Now, last but not least on our new stack, coming from the folks at Marvel Comics, and from the imagination of Robbie Howard comes The Savage Sword of Conan, Volume 5. Ooh, no, she's a damn moth. It's been going around this place all day. I'll get it sooner or later. Anyway. So yeah, Conan. Who doesn't like a good Conan book? I know I love them. So this one I do believe has stories, yeah, by Michael Fleischer and Bruce Jones, besides Roy Thomas, and illustrators Buscema, Ernie Chan, Gil Kane, with, you know, Alex Toth, 63, 64. Yeah, okay, and inkers, some good inkers, including Kayla, and yeah, Ernie Chan. But okay, so yeah, you know, decent enough representation. Like I say, I always loved Conan for some reason. It just, I don't know, there's just something about the adventurers in a far-off land where, you know, where savagery prevailed, and you know, and Conan, you know, he set things straight. But yeah, nothing like a good old bit of sword and sorcery. Yay! So for you sword and sorcery fans out there, you gotta make sure you get this. And this, of course, is in black and white. Oh, there's your, looks like Ernie Chan ink in there, yeah. It's Buscema there. Buscema inked by A. Kayla. I mean, look at that artwork. That inking, Alfredo Kayla, was just bloody stupendous when it came to inking him. Ooh. And this, Yoshimoto, beautiful artwork here. Oh, and then back to Gil Kane again. So yeah, but yeah, that's the one thing about the Savage Sword. Always great artwork in the Savage Sword. It was known for it. You know, and a good selection of artists and all that. I know a lot of the earlier ones were John Buscema most of the time, but you know, he was still a good artist, and apparently Conan was one of his favorite things to do. When he was asked about comics and all that later on in life in an interview, he really didn't remember a lot, did he? Red Panda? No, well, he certainly didn't. Okay, that's enough out of you. You know, asked about the Avengers and stuff like that, he really didn't seem to know a lot, but when it came to Conan, he remembered that. Anyway, let's see here. Now, that's all the new books for this week. I guess I was thinking about, you know, because we only had a few books this week, I'd have a look and talk about a book from the past that I love called Nimona. Nimona is, what is it there, Wallace? Oh, hello there, Throcky. Hello, Wallace. Nimona. You ever read it? Well, no. Why not? You were coming on the show, you know, I expected you to have read it. Well, so did I. But, you know how things go, right? Okay. So you don't know anything about Nimona? Oh, well, I read about it. Okay, well, tell the folks what it's about. Well, you see, it's about this, apprentice to a sorcerer, right? Yeah, right. And, she's like, he's a villain and she wants to be a really bad villain. Right again? Not bad. Keep going. Thank you. And, so it's a cool story. It goes on and on as, you know, she's trying to get the sorcerer to be more of a villain and, you know, he's resisting and then things get dark. Dark? Dark. Okay, if you say so. But it's very cool. You should buy it. Okay, well, you should go to bed. Why? Because, well, you know, you're past your bedtime. It's not past my bedtime. Yes, it is. Get lost. Okay. Bye. Bye. Okay. There he goes. Anyway. But he's right about Nimona. It's, I started reading it when it was first online. It was nominated for a Harvey Award, I do believe. And I got so far into it and was just like, wow, I love this comic. And then I said, no, I'm going to stop reading it right now because I know that someone's going to pick up and publish this book. And they did, and it was fabulous. So this is from a few years ago now. Jeez, I can't even remember, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. This was, oh, let's see here now. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, 2015. So from 2015, this was what made Noelle Stevenson very famous. It's very funny. It's a graphic novel after my own little heart, which it captured. Anyway, so yeah, check out Nimona and have a read of that. Ding, 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 ding. What? Oh my God! Hang on a second. Hello. Oh, hey, how's it going? It's Dennis. Yeah, I know. Yeah, DC Silver Age covers next, yeah, in the upcoming episode. Will I tell them about last week's episode where I did our podcast half naked? No. Okay, they don't need to know that, eh? Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Anyway, so yeah, check out this week's Thursday Comics podcast. Dennis will be back from his vacation. I will be fully dressed, and we're going to be talking about the top 10 DC Comics Silver Age covers. That's it. And hopefully if we get our comics on time, because we got 2 weeks worth of comics last week and 1 week, I'll be back here hopefully this week. And I was actually thinking about doing another special episode, possibly on Steve Gerber. Yes. So stay tuned, people. I know there are, like myself, there's a lot of Gerber fans, Gerberites out there. So stay tuned and listen in for it. Anyway, that being put aside, I'm going to finish my tea. Well, I'm going to boom tube out of the hair and finish my tea and post this episode. And hopefully there'll be another one within a few days. Okay. I love y'all. And once again, thanks for having me over. Oh my God, here we go.